to say first?
Oh, go right ahead. We appreciate it. I'm just going to mute you and put you back on a listen, but appreciate the support. Please give us a follow at Sports Fumble on Twitter and at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Appreciate all of you joining us as we go through this week of NFL games, giving you all the bets, picks, gambling trends, analysis you need, as well as fantasy and daily fantasy plays to make. So much to give you. Please give us a follow. We put out a lot of content throughout the week. The next game and final game of the 1 p.m. window coming up on Sunday is the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings up against the 5-7 Detroit Lions. This game is on Fox. Where I see it, the Lions are a 2.5 point favorite, and the over-under is set at 53.5 points. Some gambling trends before we get everyone's analysis. The underdog is 4-0 against the spread in the last 4 meetings between the two teams. The Vikings are 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. The Lions are 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 home games. The over is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between the two teams in Detroit, and the over is 4-1 in the Lions' last 5 versus NFC North opponents. Adam, this is a big game, and surprisingly, the Lions are favored. How do you think this game plays out?
Yeah, it's interesting. This line actually opened up at -1.5 Minnesota, and now it's swung all the way, like you mentioned, to 2.5 Detroit. That's a big swing. I don't know if it's America, bring it back to the Lions here a little bit with Dan Campbell and getting these guys fired up and playing, because they do, throw the ball around the yard, and their defense does give up some points, or the Dan Campbell factor of, getting everyone energized and ready to go. But to me, Detroit's defense is still 32nd in the league, giving up 27 points a game. I think Minnesota scoring 27 against the Jets does say something. To me, it does. Their defense makes me a little bit nervous. However, I think Minnesota does have the better defense of the two. And Minnesota being 10-2 with a win can actually clinch the North. So, they'd like to get that done and get that done early. Minnesota's 4-1 on the road this year. And, man, with the big line swing, again, like I mentioned before with the Jets, a little bit of disrespect. I think this is a little disrespect to the Vikings. I think there's a lot of love for the Lions right now. And the public money is absolutely showing it. So I would buy this up to over 3.5 or 4, and I would definitely play the Vikings in this game.
Dennis, a lot of fantasy implications and DFS implications for this game on both sides. What are your thoughts on it?
I think there are a lot of great options on both sides of the ball. And with respect to the one person I'm keeping an eye on, it's Jared Goff for a good stream. I picked him up and started him last week accidentally. If I had realized that Fields was a go, I probably would have started him, but I went with Goff and it panned out. The defense for passing is 26th ranked. He's going to go up against a team that you saw got lit up by the Jets and the Pats in terms of yardage. And one stat which would incline me to just hop on the over, I believe that for Detroit home games, they're averaging 68 total points per game. So if I was going to be picking something on the game, it would definitely be the over. I like the potential for points scored here.
Great stat. Thank you for that, Dennis. Lope, what are your thoughts on this game? And then we will get to Christian in 1 second.
I like the over. I think both defenses are going to give up a lot of points, and both the offenses are really good. I'm not quite sure on the spread yet. It seems like I'll wait a little bit. The Vikings are trending in the right direction. If you can get it up to 3.5, I think you could take that. But the over is going to be the play for me here.
Christian, what are your thoughts on this game? Oh, and he just dropped. Appreciate everyone joining us on the Twitter space at Sports Fumble and on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Butt Fumble Sports. The Butt Fumble Sports pick for this game is Minnesota to cover after you buy the 1.5. So Minnesota +4. I'm surprised that they're being treated as underdogs. It shows that neither Vegas nor the NFL fan community really respects the record of the Minnesota Vikings. I don't quite know why. This is in a dome. This is against an opponent that they know. I feel actually a lot of reasons to feel good about the Vikings in a cover play as well as a money line play. I could see the Lions winning the game. That's the only reason I'm not taking the Vikings on the money line. But I do like them to cover, especially by 4 points. I think this is going to be a 3-point game at the max. I'm considering the over. Dennis's stat definitely makes me feel good about that, but I'm not quite putting my money down. I'm curious to know where public money is going to drive this, so I will wait until later in the week to put some money down on the total. But that said, I really like Minnesota +4 I think that